Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Oxford 4000 Essential English Words, episode 54. I'm your host, Emma.
And I'm Frank, your partner in learning. Emma, you seem to be in a particularly good mood today. Ready to enlighten our listeners?
Always, Frank. There's nothing quite like the joy of sharing knowledge, and the sun is shining, which always helps. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm charged up and ready to absorb some new English vocabulary. So, what's on the menu for today?
An excellent question. Today, we're going to be tackling a rather eclectic mix. The words are goods, academic, those, hill, quote, sunset, in, free, consist, and magnet.
Wow, that list goes from something you buy at a store to a landscape feature and then to a scientific object. It's like a vocabulary roller coaster. This should be interesting.
That's the beauty of language. It covers every part of our lives. Before we dive into our word by word deep dive, we'd like to remind all of our amazing listeners. If you find our podcast helpful, please take a moment to save, like, and subscribe.
And don't forget to share it with your friends and hit that notification bell. Your support is what allows us to keep creating more polished episodes for you all. It truly means the world to us.
Perfectly said, Frank. Now, shall we start with our first word? It's goods. In its most common sense, goods are items that are produced to be sold. In Chinese, we can think of it as 商品 or 货物.
Goods. Right. So when I go to the supermarket, everything in my shopping cart can be called goods, like bread, milk, and vegetables?
Exactly. Those are all consumer goods. We also have terms like electrical goods for things like TVs and refrigerators, or stolen goods for items that have been taken illegally.
That makes sense. So I could say the truck was transporting a variety of goods to the warehouse.
A perfect example. Or the store specializes in leather goods, such as bags and belts. You can also use it in the phrase the goods to informally mean the real or high quality thing you've been wanting. For instance, I've been waiting for this new phone and it really delivers the goods.
Ah, a bit of slang. I like that. So it's not just about physical products.
All right, let's move on to our next word academic. This is an adjective related to education and scholarship. The core Chinese meaning would be 学术的.
Academic. I hear this one a lot, like academic performance or academic year.
Precisely. It describes anything connected to schools, colleges, and universities, or subjects that involve studying and reasoning rather than practical skills. For example, she has an impressive academic record.
So, if someone is very smart and loves to study, but maybe isn't very practical, could I say they are a very academic person?
You absolutely could. You might say, he's a very academic person, more interested in theory than in business. The noun form is academic, which refers to a teacher or scholar in a university or college, as in, the conference was attended by academics from all over the world.
I see. So it's both an adjective and a noun. That's a good one to remember. Next up,
Next, we have those. This is a determiner and pronoun, the plural form of that. It's used to point out people or things that are far from the speaker. In Chinese, it would be 那些.
oh, this seems simple, but I bet there are some nuances. So if I'm pointing at some birds in a tree far away, I'd say, look at those birds?
Exactly. Those is for things at a distance, while these is for things that are near. For example, I prefer these shoes here, not those shoes over there.
Right. It can also refer to people, right? Those who are interested should sign up here.
Yes, that's a very common and slightly more formal usage. It means the people who. Here's another sentence. Those were the days, which is a nostalgic phrase for remembering a good time in the past.
I like that phrase. Those were the days. It sounds so wistful. Okay, I'm ready for the next one.
Our next word is hill. A hill is a naturally raised area of land, not as high or craggy as a mountain. The Chinese equivalent is shanqiu,
A hill, so smaller and rounder than a mountain. We have a lot of those around here. I could say, the children enjoyed rolling down the grassy hill.
a lovely image. That's a perfect use of the word. We often use it in phrases like over the hill, which can literally mean going over a hill, or idiomatically, it means someone is past their prime or getting old.
Oh, that's a bit of a cheeky idiom. I'll have to be careful how I use that one. How about this sentence? Our house is at the top of a steep hill.
Excellent. It gives a clear picture. You can also have an uphill battle, which means a very difficult struggle. The transition from a small topic to the next one can be tricky, but we hope our listeners find it smooth. Don't forget to save this episode's word list and subscribe to get notified for our next set of 10 words.
Indeed. What's next on our Climb Up Vocabulary Hill, Emma?
Very clever, Frank. Next, we have quote. As a verb, it means to repeat or copy out a group of words from a text or speech, typically with an indication that one is not the original author or speaker. In Chinese, this is 引用.
With Anchor, so when a professor writes an article, they might quote another expert to support their argument?
Exactly. You could say, he quoted Shakespeare in his speech. Quote can also be a noun, meaning a quotation. For instance, she began her essay with a quote from a famous philosopher.
Furpa. And it also has a business meaning, right? Like asking for a price? I asked the mechanic for a quote for the repairs.
That's a very important secondary meaning. A quote in that context is an estimate of how much something will cost. So a sentence could be, can you give me a quote for painting the house?
Got it. Quote, a word with two very different but very common uses.
Well put. Let's move on to a beautiful word, sunset. Sunset is the time in the evening when the sun disappears or daylight fades. In Chinese, that's 日落.
Ah, sunset. Who doesn't love a good sunset? So I can say, we went for a walk on the beach at sunset.
A classic and perfect example. It's often associated with romance and beauty. You could say, the sky was filled with oranges and pinks during the beautiful sunset. It's the opposite of sunrise.
Right. You can watch the sunset. For example, let's find a good spot on the hill to watch the sunset. See what I did there? Bringing back an earlier word.
Nicely done, Frank. You're getting the hang of this. It's great to see you weaving the words together.
It's all about practice. What's next?
Next up is inn. An inn is a pub, typically one in the countryside where people can stay the night. We can think of it in Chinese as 小旅馆 or 客栈.
An inn. That sounds so cozy and rustic. It makes me think of old stories. So it's basically a small hotel, but often more traditional? The travelers decided to stay at a local inn for the night.
That's the perfect way to describe it. They are often smaller and have more character than a modern hotel. You might find a country inn or a cozy inn. For example, the old inn had a fireplace and served hearty meals. That's a great point. In modern branding, inn is sometimes used by large hotel chains to evoke that same feeling of hospitality and comfort, even if they are large modern buildings. But the traditional meaning refers to that smaller, more personal establishment.
That clarifies it. It's about the feeling it's trying to create.
Precisely. Now for a word everyone loves, free. This adjective has two main meanings. The first is not under the control of another able to do what you want. The Chinese would be 自由的. The second meaning is available without charge, and that would be 免费的.
Ah, two amazing concepts in one word. Free. So I have some free time this weekend uses the first meaning, being available or unrestricted. But the museum offers free admission on Sundays uses the second meaning, at no cost.
You've nailed it. That's the perfect distinction. For the first meaning, you could say, after months of hard work, she finally felt free. For the second, a common phrase is, buy one, get one free.
This word seems pretty straightforward, but the dual meaning is important to master. He was set free from prison. That's the first meaning. The coffee comes with a free refill. That's the second. I think I've got it.
Excellent. Let's move to our ninth word, consist. This is a verb, and we almost always see it followed by of. Consist of means to be composed or made up of. The Chinese essence is 由组成.
Consist of. I see. So it's about the parts that make up a whole. For example, the committee consists of 10 members.
Perfect. That's its primary use. You're describing the components of a group or a thing. Another example, their breakfast consists of coffee and croissants. You should note that it's different from include. Consist of implies that you are listing all the components, while include suggests you are only listing some of them.
That's a great tip. So if I say the team consists of Amy, Ben, and Chloe, that means they are the only three members. But if I say the team includes Amy and Ben, there might be other members too.
Exactly right. Understanding that subtle difference is key to using the word correctly.
Great advice. And for our grand finale?
Our final word for today is magnet. A magnet is a piece of iron or other material that has its component atoms so ordered that the material exhibits properties of magnetism, such as attracting other iron containing objects. The Chinese word is 磁铁.
A magnet. From the fridge magnet that holds up my shopping list to the ones in big machines. I could say, the child was playing with a toy magnet and some paper clips.
A very clear and simple example. We also use magnet metaphorically to describe something or someone that is very attractive to others.
Oh, I like that. So I could say, the city's vibrant nightlife is a magnet for young people.
That is a fantastic metaphorical use. It perfectly captures the idea of being irresistibly drawn to something, or his charismatic personality made him a magnet for friends.
Wonderful. From goods to magnets, we've covered quite a range. I feel like my vocabulary has expanded already.
That's the goal. Now, to see how these words work together, we've prepared a short scenario dialogue. I'll lead us into it. Let's imagine Frank is telling me about a weekend trip he just took.
I'm ready. Let's do this.
So, Frank, you were telling me you got away for the weekend. How was it?
Oh, Emma, it was fantastic. I found this charming little inn on a hill overlooking the valley. The view of the sunset from there was incredible.
That sounds magical. Was it expensive?
Not at all. The best part was the stay included a free breakfast. And what a breakfast it was. It didn't just consist of the usual toast and cereal.
Oh, do tell more.
They offered all sorts of local goods, like homemade jams and cheeses. The innkeeper, a very wise old man, gave me a quote I'll never forget. He said, "Those who climb the hill for the sunset are rewarded twice."
What a beautiful thought. It sounds like the place is a real magnet for people seeking peace and quiet.
It really is. It was the perfect escape from all my academic reading. I feel completely refreshed.
I'm so glad to hear it. It sounds like you found a real gem.
See, we managed to use all 10 words in, hill, sunset, free, consist, goods, quote, those, magnet, and academic. It really helps to hear them in a natural conversation.
I agree. It connects them in a memorable way. Now, Frank, I believe it's time for our practice segment.
It is indeed. It's time for our Chinese to English practice challenge. I will give you a sentence in Chinese that uses some of the words we learned today. You, our wonderful listeners, will have 5 seconds to try and translate it. Ready?
Let's hear the first one. Listeners, don't be shy. Give it your best shot.
Okay, sentence number 1 is那些学术著作的核心论点由3个部分组成. I'll repeat that. 那些学术著作的核心论点由3个部分组成. Your time starts now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Time's up. Frank, what are some possible answers?
A good direct translation would be the main argument of those academic works consists of 3 parts.
That's very clear and accurate. You could also say something like, the central thesis of those academic writings is composed of 3 sections. This uses synonyms but keeps the same meaning. Consists of is a perfect fit here.
Exactly. Let's try another one. This one's a bit more descriptive. Here is the sentence: 山顶的那家客栈就像一块磁铁，吸引游客欣赏免费的日落. One more time. 山顶的那家客栈就像一块磁铁，吸引游客欣赏免费的日落. You have 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, that one painted quite a picture. What's a good way to say that in English?
Well, you could say, the inn on top of the hill is like a magnet, attracting tourists to watch the free sunset.
That works perfectly. I like on top of the hill. Another option could be that Hilltop Inn acts as a magnet for tourists, drawing them in with its free sunset views. Acts as a magnet is a great collocation.
It is. Ready for the last one? This one involves a famous saying. The sentence is, 他引用了一句名言说，世界上最好的商品是免费的，比如阳光和空气. Listen again. 他引用了一句名言说，世界上最好的商品是免费的，比如阳光和空气. Go for it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's a thoughtful one. Let's hear the translations.
A good answer would be, he used a famous quote saying the best goods in the world are free, like sunshine and air.
That's a beautiful translation. Used a famous quote is a natural way to say it. Alternatively, he quoted a famous saying, the best goods in life are free, such as sun and air. Here, goods is used in a more philosophical sense, which is a nice touch.
And that's a wrap on our practice session. I hope you all did well. It's a great way to test your understanding.
It certainly is, and that just about brings us to the end of our episode. But before we go, let's give our listeners a little sneak peek at the vocabulary for our next show.
Ooh, a teaser. What's coming up?
Next time, we'll be exploring electricity, soft, artist, working, significantly, speak, stem, agreement, waste, and perplex.
Perplex. I'm already perplexed and intrigued. That sounds like a fantastic list.
We hope you'll join us. And one last time, if you've enjoyed today's episode, please show your support by liking, subscribing, sharing, and hitting that notification bell. It helps us immensely.
It really does. Today we've journeyed from academic goods on a hill to free sunsets at an inn. It's been a fun ride, Emma.
It has indeed, Frank. A big thank you to all our listeners for tuning in. Keep practicing, and we'll talk to you next time on Oxford 4000 Essential English Words.
Goodbye for now.